Well, good Tuesday morning to you. How you doing this morning? Another chilly day, but don't let that deceive you, because for the next few days, we're going to see that temperature rise and rise and rise. So summer is not done with us just yet. We do have much needed rain for our area coming into this weekend. In fact, some of you may see a little bit of that move in late Thursday night, but for the majority of us, we'll see that on Friday morning. I'll get into the forecast for you in just a second. We've got a handful of stories that are in our news you can use category. We've got some entertainment news. We've got sports news for you. And then today we're going to talk about that business intuition. So for all of you that are out there going through your job or your career, and you've got this burning passion inside of you to maybe open a dream project, we're going to talk to two people today that did just that. But today we talk about that journey, that path that all of us have in life until we get to our dream. For the last 3 years, there's been a really amazing boutique hotel that's been open in Pacific, Missouri. I had never heard of it until about a month ago, and I thought we need to definitely get that out there to our audience. It's called the Landing Hub, and you've been hearing me talk about the fact that we're going to be there on Thursday. But today it's the story behind getting to the opening of that. Not just that, but also another business, another passion project of theirs called the Cigar Vault. I hope a lot of you have been making plans to join us this Thursday at our big event from 4:30 to 6. So we're going to talk about all of that on today's edition of The Real Monica Adams Show. We'll be saying good morning to all of you, and feel free, as always, to drop in any comments or questions that you have about what we're discussing in today's show. All right, as promised, let's get to our forecast. As I mentioned, we have warmer temperatures ahead of us. 87 for our high today. We've got a Cardinals game on tap tonight, by the way. It should be nice. 61 for the low. Tomorrow, even warmer, 91, and you can see partly sunny skies dropping into the mid-60s on Wednesday night. Thursday, that rain, as I mentioned, arriving in the evening towards the south. 85 for the high. Shouldn't affect the Cardinal game. 65 for the low. And then on Friday, rain is likely. You're seeing what it says there about Francine. That's the tropical storm that's forming in the Gulf of Mexico, expected to become hurricane before making landfall. The current forecast track has the hurricane moving ashore in Louisiana on Wednesday night, though there remains a decent amount of track uncertainty. This, however, bringing much needed rain to our area late Thursday night and into Friday morning. But in the areas that are in that tropical storm path, it could bring up to 10 inches. We could see up to an inch here. Breezy and 66 for the low. The high on Friday only 76, so a 10-degree difference from the high to low. Saturday, still a slight chance of rain sticks around with cloudy skies and a high of 80. We've got the St. Louis City SC game on tap on Saturday night. They are in action against Minnesota, and they've got their kickoff at 7:30. 66 for the low Saturday night. Sunday, still a slight chance of showers. That sun trying to peek its head out. 83 for the high, 66 for your low. And then Monday, the Cardinals back in action, and you got the sun coming out a little bit more. We're back into the mid-80s. Now we get into the news you can use. Let's start off with the much anticipated debate that will be taking place tonight between former President Donald Trump and our current Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, this is going to be on several stations, so you pick where you want to. Maybe you'll be watching it online. It is a much anticipated debate that's gone back and forth, on and off, the rules changing. Again, the biggest one is whether or not those microphones would be muted. They will be when the other candidate is speaking. It starts at 8 o'clock tonight. It will be 90 minutes, and both sides have been talking about coaching that have been going on. According to former President Trump, he said he didn't need coaching, but they have been going through kind of mock policy sessions with a small team advisors with him, and Harris has been working with coaches. Again, will you be watching the debate tonight? We'll, of course, be talking about it with you tomorrow morning. Moving on, SpaceX finally taking place. If you have been watching this one, SpaceX launched Polaris Downs mission, attempting the first private spacewalk. It's the first of 3 missions that billionaire and Shift4 founder Jared Isaacman purchased from SpaceX. The launch had been postponed multiple times over the past few weeks because of unfavorable weather conditions and a helium leak. This multi-day trip isn't headed headed to a destination, though, like the International Space Station. It's instead a free-flying mission tracing orbits that the crew hopes will go far from Earth. Dawn plans to conduct about 40 science and research experiments during the mission. And again, we'll be following that and let you know the latest. In entertainment news, I posted this on my page yesterday, a voice that's iconic to every generation. His career spanned 6 decades. What a class act. James Earl Jones, who overcame racial prejudice and a severe stutter to become a celebrated icon of stage and screen, eventually lending his deep, commanding voice to CNN, The Lion King, and of course, Darth Vader, has died at the age of 83. You know, he's also, remember, on Field of Dreams. We're posting a link for you right now so you can see his long, storied career. Thank you, Hannah Ledford, for moderating for us today. I remember him doing a very comedic skit on The Big Bang Theory. Did you see that? The two of them sitting in the sauna. It was James Earl Jones and then the character that plays Sheldon. Do you remember seeing that one? Do me a favor, drop in today your favorite role that he ever played. And from going to being a child with a stuttering problem and then to be one of the greatest voices of our time and an EGOT winner. You know what that means? It's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony. Let me just run through. He also back in 1965 became one of the first African-American actors in a continuing role on a daytime drama. Do you remember what that was? As the World Turns. He worked deep into his 80s. He actually won 2 Emmys, a Golden Globe, 2 Tony Awards, a Grammy, the National Medal of Arts, and the Kennedy Center honors, and given an honorary Oscar and a special Tony for Lifetime Achievement. In 2022, a Broadway theater was renamed in his honor. Thank you, James Earl Jones, for all you did for the entertainment industry. We continue with what some consider to be in the entertainment style of news. But if you are with the royal family, this has been a very serious story that we've all been watching for months now. The latest, though, is some very positive news. Kate, the Princess of Wales, completed chemotherapy, and she is making some public appearances in the coming months. She put out a video yesterday, and she said, "Life as you know it can change in an instant. And we have to find a way to navigate the stormy waters and the road unknown." She said that in a video which was shot in a woodland near the family's summer home. The cancer journey, she said, is complex, scary, and unpredictable for everyone, especially those closest to you. With humility, it also brings you face to face with your own vulnerabilities in a way you have never considered before. And with that, a new perspective on everything. The 42-year-old wife of Prince William released that video in which she appeared alongside her husband and her children as she described again just how difficult the past 9 months have been for her family and expressed relief at completing her course of treatment. And of course, thanking each and every one of you for your prayers. We always want to update you on stories that we give you, and this one was back in late June. A lot of you probably took your dogs to the dog park in St. Charles County, Brummelsik Park. Well, it is back open, and they say, pardon our mess, as our park staff continues to work on removing the water feature within that off-leash dog area. A temporary fence is up to keep everyone safe while maintenance occurs, but they say, please pay attention to your pets. The shelter, the restroom, and all 3 entrances to the park are accessible. We first talked about this again late June about the blue-green algae that was found, and it is naturally occurring, but it is very toxic to dogs. Okay, they just wrapped up a dart tournament at Blueberry Hill, which has had darts for a long time. Well, this is something cool that's coming to Clayton. It's a new tech kind of inspired social darts concept. State of Play Hospitality announced Monday that a lease has been signed to open Flight Club. It's an upscale tech-enabled social darts concert at 7710 Forsyth Boulevard in downtown Clayton. This concept is a 6,300 square foot space, which was previously the home of Cantina Laredo. Pretty cool. We don't have an exact date of when that will open, but we'll keep an eye on that and let you know the latest. Okay, coming up in sports tonight, as I mentioned, the Cards are in action. St. Louis against Cincinnati. It's the first of 3 games. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. And congrats to Paul Goldschmidt, by the way, named the Cardinals nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award for the 4th straight year in a row. And some St. Louis Blues news, the ownership group actually taking full ownership of the historic downtown St. Louis venue known as Stiefel. St. Louis Blues chairman Tom Stillman announced that the Blues ownership group has taken full ownership. The purchase from the McKee brothers means the Stiefel Theater will be controlled by a single owner for the first time since reopening in 2011. The building, by the way, previously known as the Kiel Opera House and the Peabody Opera House, was renamed Stiefel Theater in 2018 under a naming rights partnership with Stiefel Financial Corp. The St. Louis Symphony has taken up temporary residency at the theater, while its full-time home at Powell Hall undergoes renovations and expansion. And there you have it. Now you're all up to date on the news you can use, your weather forecast, your sports and entertainment news. And now we take a quick break and we get into our feature of the day. Jennifer Blakely, Shane Mayer, both of them own not only the Landing Hub, but also the Cigar Vault, two places we've had an opportunity to recently visit. Super cool. Well, today we're going to talk about that entrepreneurial spirit that I love to do. We do a lot of really cool business spotlights, and I want you to sit back, relax, grab your coffee, tea, start to make breakfast. If you have to rush off, please come back to this because we have a major, and I do mean major, announcement to make about a giveaway that's unlike anything we've ever given away on this show since we started last year. Massive, that all of you are going to want to be a part of. So when we return, we'll have Shane and Jennifer in the blue chairs.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay, order today.
Come on, Monica. Let's go, St. Louis. Turn and burn.
Hey.
Hello, Miss Monica.
Monica.
Hi, guys.
This is a good one. Sometimes you spend like 10 years and you don't got one like this.
Hi, Monica.
It's a feast. It's like a 17-course meal. You just like, you need a minute. With wine. With a wine pairing. And a whiskey pairing.
That is what. There it is.
I think I just have the most beautiful experience. I saw fireworks.
Thank you, Monica, for making our day.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
7:14, and welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Thrilled to have you along with us. You know, ever since we started last year, we've had a lot of incredible stories of business owners that have talked about going along in their lives, but having this burning passion inside of you. And I want you to listen here today as you hear their story play out, but think about your own life. And hopefully they inspire you and motivate you to say, all right, I'm finally going to do it. Some of you might completely leap. Some of you might have a little side hustle until that really takes over. We'll find out what their journey was. Let's introduce them. First of all, Shane Mayer, Jennifer Blakely, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
I've met both of them just within the last month or so, and we sat down and started talking about this really cool boutique hotel that I thought maybe had just opened. And they're like, no, it's been open. I hadn't heard of it, and many of you maybe hadn't either. So today, that's what we wanted to do. Not only introduce you to them about that, but there's two concepts that we're actually going to introduce you to coming up on Thursday with our big Mobile Monica show. And then stay tuned. If you absolutely have to rush off today, you've got to come back to the show. Trust me on this, because we have a major announcement of a giveaway unlike any giveaway that we've done just yet. So we'll go through all of that. But I wanted today to really sit down and get a chance to know the two of you prior prior to pulling this whole dream together. So let's start separately. You're going along. What have you been doing over the last, let's say 20, 30 years? We're going to weave in and out of different business opportunities and coming back to how the two of you met. But before opening this hotel in the Cigar Vault, what were you doing?
I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started at the landscaping business at 16, 17 years old in high school and evolved into an oil change facility, dry cleaners with multiple locations and a delivery service, horse and carriage business, haunted house business.
I don't think I knew about the haunted house. Where was that one?
In Eureka. It's called the Eureka Butcher. In the old Chinooks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
How long was that?
It was a couple years. It was fun.
So this would have been a very busy time of year for you right now.
Very busy, yes.
Do you miss any of those?
No, because I ever since I was that first landscaping business in high school, I was like, this is what I want to do. School wasn't for me. It's not for me. I want to build and grow businesses. And I think I finally found something that is just a passion to continue to grow and not sell or flip, but to continue to grow and work on it.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to tell everybody about this concept. But before we go over to Jennifer, talk to the people who have children that have the same mindset that you did, or they themselves have that, because a lot of people, they push school, and I love school, I love education, but as Shane just said, it wasn't for me. And there's a lot of people that say that, and they're extremely successful. So what can you say to those who have felt kind of shame of, I didn't go to school, but I swear this is my dream and this is my journey?
Don't be afraid. Both of my kids are in college, so I get it. I respect it. They both are excelling in college and love it. But it's not for everyone, and there's so many other opportunities out there. You just have to make the leap. So many people are afraid to do that, and that's okay. Takes all walks of life on our planet to operate, right? What's
the scariest thing about the entrepreneurial life?
Sometimes you can't sleep because the phone's ringing because there's a fire to put out. There's something going on.
Not a literal fire.
I have been involved in having a literal fire in a business and a flood in a business multiple times. So, yeah, you just
and you're your own boss, and there's nobody else above you to call.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it's also extremely rewarding when you see that baby grow, just like a child, that it grows up. If you're just tuning in, this is Shane Mayer. We're talking with Shane and Jennifer Blakely about their walk and their journey prior to opening these two incredible businesses that we're going to feature today. So we'll do the same thing with you, Jennifer. Give us your walk up to this point.
When I was little, I started working with my dad when I was 8, and just started as his construction cleanup girl, then the paint girl, then the tile girl, then the drywall girl. And, I just loved building and learning how to do things. And my mom loved art. So I was constantly every month at the art museum to see this new exhibit or to different art festivals. And so somehow that turned into, I started working at Marshall's when I was 18. I still work there one day a week.
You're consulting, though, right?
Nope. I go in and I just merchandise
But don't they use you as okay, we really need to be listening to what Jennifer's saying because you've been there so long.
It's a good place for new supervisors and new managers, just because the rotation of 29 years of going through this, and I've got it down to a science now.
Sure, I'm sure you do.
And I used to metalsmith and do jewelry and do art festivals and all of these things, and then kids come along and it's, time gets, you just run out. And I started looking for something to give me a little bit more freedom. I was locked down in a store, 50 to 70 hours a week, and my daughter's, it's lunchtime, with the teacher on Thursday, can you come in? I have to request off 3 weeks ahead of time. So I started looking for something where I could more be my own boss, and that's where we intertwined. And same thing, school is not for me. It was never, from grade school all the way up till 2 years in college, it is just not my thing.
For the two of you making that comment, because I want everybody else to hear that, what inside of you knows it's not for you? What is the feeling?
My first day of kindergarten,
he goes all the way back to that.
I hugged the tree when the school bus came, and I would not let go of it until the school bus left, and I got marched into the principal's office my first day of kindergarten.
And it's
so
never
that's kind
changed.
of how I knew from there on forward. Yeah,
for
this
you-
isn't cool.
And and I've got one. My daughter is at Mizzou, and she loves school. She thrives. She's very systematic and does it. My son, I just every morning I'm like, I know it's boring. Eyes on the prize. We're gonna finish this and move on to the next thing. Like, I just I look at him. I go, I know it's kind of like being a mouse in a box all day long, but what you're gonna learn here, you're gonna take on to the next step.
Interesting. Again, you have to walk your journey, but also continue to listen to the whispers that are guiding you in a certain direction. So we have the background of the two of them. How did the two of you come together?
We just were working together, and we became best friends before anything else, and then it just kind of evolved and happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was just at this stage where he had this specialty cleaning company, and he was, do I keep it? Do I sell it? What do I do? And that could be something I could be interested in taking over. So then we started working together, but we're both very different in how we work, and so I think that's just what made it successful.
And so originally starting as friends, you have this journey together, the friendship changes, and you have this relationship, and then you have this business dream together. The dream and the concept for what we're going to talk about today. Let me reintroduce again. That was Jennifer. This is Shane. We're talking about the journey up to the point of where I meet them, and they have this really incredible boutique hotel. And I remember when I started talking about this a few weeks ago, and a lady jumped on right away, and she's like, "Ooh, boutique hotel, I love those." And I thought, well, yes, you need to know about it. Everyone. We're going to do, again, a very big, major announcement of something that everyone that is watching right now is going to want to win. So we'll announce that coming up. I'm just going to keep teasing you. We'll sprinkle it in here in just a bit, but don't go anywhere with regards to that. The idea for the concept of this hotel started in your minds how long ago?
15, 12, I don't know, a long time
that
ago.
long
10
ago.
years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, we were at the Flying Squirrel having a beer in Chattanooga, and we had just stayed in our very first Airbnb, and the Flying Squirrel was attached to this place called the Uncommon Hostel, and it's not a place that you would stay with your kids. It's more breweries and mountain bikers and kayakers, but we were just like, wow, something like this, if we could bring our kids, and we just started on cocktail napkins.
Okay, I was going to ask that. I see so many dreams that start on a cocktail napkin. I was going to tease you about that, but that's true.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love this.
And and
Do you still have the napkin?
we still have a whole binder of it somewhere, and that's actually how I ended up with that tattoo, because I always tell my kids, an idea starts on a piece of paper. If it just sits there and stays a piece of paper, there it is. Yeah. But if you fold it up and you make it do something, now all of a sudden, it's going places. And we walked into our architect's office with like 75 sheets of paper, cocktail napkins, clippings from books. And he's like, Jen, most people send me a PDF.
Nope, not us.
And I was like, oh, no, we want to build this. And
did he say, did you have 75 drinks?
That's possible too.
Exactly. So 10 years ago. So does it take on a path and go back and forth, or did you see it and then start visualizing it and then start putting it into a plan, or did it take on different shapes and sizes?
Definitely took on different shapes and sizes, and
still is.
Still is. We're in phase 1 of hopefully phase 2 and then 3 of this project. But the evolution, and I mean, I don't want to say the COVID thing, but it took a couple years of architectural design, gathering money, finding location, everything else before it was able to come to fruition. And then when you break ground, then all of a sudden the skyrocketing prices of materials, and then contractor problems, and it was just there was no such thing as an easy walk. I mean, it was very stressful, very hard to get to where we are today, and we're still.
And we had left that lunch that day, and he's like, start going through. We had Airbnb. We had 2 Airbnbs, and he's like, start going through everything, find out how many people are staying. Are they bringing a dog? Why are they coming here? Why are people coming here? And just sat there through a whole notebook of like 300 stays of one lady, a dog, Purina Farms, family of 6, Six Flags. And then at the end of the whole Journey, there was absolutely no rhyme or reason. There's
You still haven't figured out the biggest draw.
No, there's a lot of people that just don't want to stay in downtown St. Louis. We get lots of people that they just want to sleep in Star Wars sleeping pods.
Yeah, I can't wait to show these pictures. We got a ton of pictures we're going to be dropping in throughout the show. And those pictures I actually have been dropping in. Yes, your kids can stay in a Star Wars pod. And I think you should do it even more now to honor the late James Earl Jones, right? Just bring your Darth Vader masks in and just make it a thing. Probably a lot of what? Birthday parties?
Yeah,
I'm
lots
sure.
of families,
Yeah.
sleepovers. We had, remember the two little baby Yodas?
Oh,
They
yeah.
were from Eureka. And we walk in the dining room and they're in Baby Yoda PJs, Baby Yoda ears, and they've got Baby Yoda dinnerware, and they're so excited, and they're sleeping in the pods, and they just took a staycation. It was winter. They weren't even there to swim. They just played on the train table and played with Legos. And
Mom and Dad were very Star Wars up too.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Oh, come on. I think everybody has a little Star Wars in them. We're going to take a quick break. Again, that's just one of many of the rooms. It's called the Landing Hub, and it's in Pacific. When we come back, Shane just kind of alluded to that, of all the different ideas of what they wanted to do and picking location. You've had people say, why Pacific? We're going to answer that question when we return.
She's got it for $8,700. You're going to bring it.
Well, they have one of these at the Landing Hub. I'm going to have to ask Shane and Jennifer if it's still open. Ours is still open in our backyard. What about you? I have seen a lot of people rush into Just Pools, the pool and spa experts, starting to get their winterizing kits. Yes, it's about that time. You know, I think it's September 22nd when fall officially begins. If you are not going to close it on your own, ask them if they can get you on the schedule to get it closed. I highly recommend that you have somebody professional do it. It's not an easy feat, but if you have figured it out and you want to save some money on those winterizing kits, 10% off of those kits right now. And because it's the end of the season, they're doing that 50% off those fun toys, the flotation devices, those major noodles. I bought some of those for our pool. 50% off, of course, while they last. And I would say maybe stock up on the chemicals and the things that you need so you're not rushing around to do that at the beginning of next season. They are making way for all of the spas. They are the pool and spa specialist, and there it is, 3987 West Outer Road South in Arnold. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you over, 636-464-7110. 729, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about a really cool concept that's in Pacific, Missouri. It's called the Landing Hub. It's got this really cool aviation theme, and we'll talk about why that is. And why Pacific, Missouri? I went to the break saying that we would answer that. It is Jennifer Blakely and Shane Mayer, the owners of the Landing Hub, not just the Landing Hub, but the Cigar Vault that we'll talk about as well. So, who wants to take that question? Why Pacific, Missouri?
I'll give it a start because I've been in and around Pacific for 30 years now, almost. When I first moved to Pacific, I was 20, I want to say, so 30 years. There's just something magical about it. You know, it's the town is known for trains. My father was an airline pilot, so that's kind of the whole evolution of the transportation, the Landing Hub. And you're close to Six Flags. You're close to Hidden Valley. I'm a skier, so we have people that fill in that void. Hopefully, when Hidden Valley is open in January, February, Six Flags is open with their Spook Fest, their Halloween, their holiday lights, everything else. They're open, much longer than they used to be open.
Right.
And then we've got 4 wedding venues within 5 miles of us. So the biggest thought was, and Purina Farms is one of the largest dog show facilities in the country. So our thought was just to there's a lot around Pacific. We're 45 minutes away from Winetown, an hour, whatever, from Herman. We're out of St. Louis, in which people are wanting to be out of St. Louis. So Pacific has got a lot to offer.
The character of Pacific is amazing. If some of you have never been, you're missing out. For those of you that haven't been in a while, you have to see all the things that are popping up. I mean, just in the location where we're all going to have social hour after we go to the landing hub, there's a wine place that's opening up. There's a new Mexican restaurant that's opened up. There's a smash burger place that's opening up. Again, people wanting to put money into really cool towns. And the kids, of course, love to hear the sound of the train.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't been in a while, that's the thing that you need to know about. So I just talked about pool. Have you closed yours already? Is it still open?
Ours will be open until November 20th.
Oh, look at you. Is it heated?
We have
Oh,
we have an
very cool.
entire hotel booking. They're getting married, so they have the 14th through the 17th, and they've requested to make sure that the pool is open. So we will have it, weather permitting. I mean, obviously, if it's 40 degrees outside, it's not going to be 90 in the pool, but...
Right.
But we are yes people. So somebody was like, hey, this would mean a lot. We'd love to swim. Is there any way we can keep the pool open? And I spoke to my pool guy and said, okay, let's do some math. How much is it going to cost us to do this? And then we need to charge accordingly.
Sure.
And we're yes people. We built a yes hotel.
Somebody was swimming in it last night.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful right now. I like to have those pools open and push them as much as you possibly can. Love the palm tree. You obviously love palm trees. Love the palm tree. It's a really awesome space to just kick back and relax. And Jennifer and Shane, I've been mentioning this. So yes, people that come to the hotel love to have that as amenity. But there's a good view for you. So you get a chance to go inside. There's a kitchen just inside those doors. And then there's a really cool conference room. You can use that for parties. You can use it for, Jennifer told me about micro weddings that I didn't know about. Look at all those people enjoying the pool. So there's still pool time left, but since it's open till November, you can think about having an event, a party, meetings, and be able to take a break for a second and go out and sit by the pool, as opposed to using some conference room and then you just walk to the bathroom and you're walking around hallways. Why? This is what I want you to start thinking about. From a marketing aspect, I started talking to them saying, there's so many opportunities for you here that people should be thinking about. So you've got that room that you walked me into, that space that people have been using for conferences, or they can use it for
the event space.
Event space, yeah. That how many people can fit there?
70. I usually encourage more at 60. It really just depends on how much food, how many drinks, how many tables of decorations,
right,
what you're using the space for. But it's 70 people, if that's meeting and mingling.
Can you tell them what a micro wedding is?
Oh, it's a smaller wedding.
Over like a weekend, right? They're doing small... Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people the trend is to not spend as much on the wedding and to put more into the actual, so all your family and all your friends aren't flying in for one day. You get together and you have your Friday and everybody's hanging out and all your friends from high school are getting to meet your college friends or getting to meet your childhood friends. We had one last year and it's my favorite. And they did Friday, Saturday, and then the wedding was on Sunday. And they basically did 2 family reunions, high school reunions, college reunions. It was a whole wedding weekend. At one point in time, I walked in the laundry room to check on things, and their 2 grandmas are in there folding laundry. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, we were just looking for a broom and figured we'd fold these sheets. And I invited them to stay a couple more days, but...
So people have definitely taken to the connection of that family, that community feel. What are you most proud of since you opened? It's 3 years now?
Yep.
So what are you most proud of since you've opened?
The diversity of people, every walk of life. We've had people from Israel. Just recently we had, I think it was a father, son, grandfather from New Zealand that did the Route 66 drive. They came and he called me up and said he needed a Barbie because he wanted to grill. And I'm just like, yeah. And so we went over, and we weren't there at the time, but we raced over just to go and visit with them and to see people that are there out on the pool or using the pool table or the ping pong table or just hiking or walking around or relaxing and not on the devices.
Yep.
That's our most frustrating thing is when people call us or email us or text us or whatever, and immediately we know they just checked in because we can see it on our app, and they want to know the Wi-Fi and they want to know how to get the TV working. It's like, just enjoy life.
Take a break from that.
Take a break from that, yeah.
You could really teach that. I went to Cabo back in 2010, and the resort that we stayed at didn't have they didn't have any phones in the room. They didn't have TVs. We had to walk into a business center to try and check back in with our husbands to let them know, like, hey, we're okay. But it was, absolutely so relaxing to get away from all of this.
Right.
And the kids really getting a chance to interact with their families, which is what we need more of. You see a lot of that, I'm guessing, at the hotel.
Yeah. Well, like when we were kids, you'd go on vacation, and as soon as you got to the hotel, you ditched your parents and went and made all your new best friends. And, you know, that was pretty much as long as you were showing up, you know, checking in. My parents were like, okay, great, go have fun, go play.
Yeah.
And that's what we start to see there. Last summer, we walked in the dining room at one point in time. There was 4 different groups, and and it was raining, and they were all planning to go to Six Flags. One of the moms went to Walmart, and I walked in, and the whole dining room is filled with paints and canvases and little wooden things. And one mom just went and got stuff for all 4 of the families, and they all just sat there and had a whole rainy day afternoon inside. But all these kids are playing together.
It makes you smile, I'm sure.
It is. When the parents have to drag them to the Cardinals game or drag them to Six Flags, it's so funny because they just want to stay there and play.
Absolutely. You know, you mentioned earlier the connection to your father in the aviation aspect. When we walked in the doors, I mean, literally, you're like a kid and just looking at everything. You have seating in there from the Taj Mahal in Vegas. Tell me that story. How did that come about?
I am an auction junkie, and I look for deals and unique different things. And I saw that and was like, look at this. And so we bid on it, and then I forgot about it. And then you get the email, you won. And I was like, okay. So we loaded up the trailer and the truck and drove. It was actually Atlantic City. So we drove up to Atlantic City, and this was in 2000. It was during COVID.
It was.
Because people were like, what, you're leaving St. Louis? It's like, yeah, we got to go pick up this thing. So, but it's, I want to say probably 1,500 pounds per piece, and there's 3 pieces. So,
and he just sends me a picture. Can you fix this? And I'm like, yeah, I can fix it. And the looks, though, from people driving by with this on the
trailer. The exposed trailer. It was, yeah.
How heavy is it?
It's probably 1,500 pounds per section.
Wow.
So there's 3 sections. I mean, we had to use forklifts, bobcats, and pallet jacks just to get it into place.
Couple skateboards.
I've been dropping pictures in about that over the last several weeks, and we said when you look at it, you don't think that it's going to be comfortable, but it's contoured, so it actually is.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of people that gather in that area?
Yeah, we do.
Lots of wedding photos.
Yeah. A lot of wedding photos, yeah, because it's super cool. And then you've got a book that people can look through to kind of see all the stories behind from the aviation standpoint. You've got pictures all throughout also that are tied in to your family.
Yeah, they're
and
either
old cool classic cars.
Yeah, they're either people that just we know, or a couple of them are architects, and a lot of them are just people that let me take pictures of their cars, or sometimes
a picture of my father's car growing up, Jen's dad when he was 17 or 18, a picture of her grandparents, picture of our family Jeep up in the UP. So they're all,
some of them are
99%
just
of the pictures
cool pictures we take from the airplane window.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so glad we brought that up. So Michelle and I, when we went to take pictures there, we were talking about your lighting fixtures. Where did you say you got those from?
Auction.
Because he's an auction junkie. There's the kitchen, by the way.
Those are from
Kimchi
in Washington downtown.
Yeah, such a cool concept. Again, it's called the Landing Hub. If you haven't been there yet, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to tell you how you can win something massive, and we're going to start to reveal that information for you today. But I also want you to come there, see it all, see ideas. There's the location. It's 1 Landing Hub Lane, Pacific, Missouri, 636-393-0778. My team, of course, dropping in links for you of where their boutique hotel is, and then the Cigar Vault is just right around the corner as well. We're going to be there. We invite you to come with us if you can on Thursday, so you can walk around, you can see these cool rooms. Think about a staycation. Maybe you want a girlfriend or a guy's weekend away. You want to get the kids all. Again, it's just outside of our St. Louis area, and as Shane said, so many really amazing things. I know a lot of you love to do the whole Six Flags run, but why not do like over a weekend instead of just go for a day? Spend some time out there. As you mentioned, the wine country, if you're thinking about, hey, we want to stay and not not have to drive all the way back home. You could take the trip into Washington and do all those, or into Herman, or go in towards Defiance and Augusta. Just really beautiful area, but now you've got this cool place to stay. Weddings, conferences, things like that. The Landing Hub. We're going to talk about this major giveaway, and I said major because it's unlike anything we've done yet. We're going to tell you how you can get involved in this when we return. Everyone knows about Jody's balls, and why is that?
I have the best ball.
Oh, wait. You know, we introduced you to Elemental Aesthetics just last week, and we will be visiting again with Jennifer Warman Bloss next Wednesday. We are so excited for our partnership with not only Jennifer, but the entire staff. It is a beautiful space and so many levels of things that you can do there. They do have weight loss from a medical standpoint and non-medical. A lot of consultation for those of you that have been struggling. And then room after room after room. Really, truly beautiful space, but it is the level of what they're able to do there. I'm going tomorrow, so I'll be able to speak firsthand about my facial that Jennifer's going to do. I can't wait to just relax. I need that. You know, we're always in that rush. We just need to relax and slow down just a little bit. I'm not sure which one she's going to do, because one of the things that she said she's big on is really getting you in there and then feeling the skin, looking at what is right for you. So don't feel like you're bothering them if you're asking them to pick the customized facial for you. You just saw those chairs. That is the area where you can do IV hydration therapy and so much more. Elemental Aesthetics, Suite 206, 425 North New Ballas Road in Creve Coeur. Give them a call. Set something up for you and your hubby. 314-279-6069. Again, somebody asked if they could do a girls' day out there. Sure, absolutely. Boyfriends, girlfriends, you name it. Maybe introduce a little mother-daughter time. Elemental Aesthetics. I can't wait for you to be treated by Jennifer. Welcome back at 7:42. We're talking with Shane Mayer and Jennifer Blakely, again, talking about the Landing Hub and the Cigar Vault. When did the Cigar Vault come about?
2 years.
2 years ago. So the hotel and then the Cigar Vault. What made you want to do the Cigar Vault?
A project manager at the Landing Hub said, hey, this would be a cool idea. And don't throw a cool idea at me without thinking I'm not going to give it a run. So
don't challenge Shane.
Well, he was, I know bourbon, I know cigars, I have all of these connections, I can do this, I can do that. And then as soon as we had the property and wheels started spinning, he new baby and too much on his plate, and
so he stepped out, and we were like, well, we already bought the property and we're gonna roll with it. And we opened up with maybe a dozen cigars and 6 bourbons, I want to say.
Look at that. I mean, it's so cool. My husband happens to be a cigar smoker, so he was in love with this. We stopped in, and they're big supporters. I love that picture. They are big supporters of our men and women in blue, our first responders. Thank you for that, by the way. I greatly appreciate that. But you do, one of the things that I love is that you support kind of like more of the boutique style. You don't have these big major brands. Who made that decision? And there's the vault, by the way. It's a true bank vault where the humidor is.
Well, we both did. We both know that some people come in and just ask for the Rocky Patel or the Fuente or whatever, and it's like, okay, luckily we have an awesome staff that knows more than we know about cigars and bourbons, and they can say, oh, if you like that, you need to try this.
But look, when you go on vacation, do you go to Applebee's or do you go to a cool, quaint restaurant that's local?
Restaurant.
Yes, exactly.
So, I mean, you can, so the stuff that we have, a lot of it isn't stuff that you can order from Cigars International. You can't get from your Cigar of the Month club.
Right.
They're,
And you have one of the things you introduced me to, because I went in and I was like, oh, okay, I know he likes Romeo and Julieta, all these things. And then you're like, no, this is what we have. And I was like, okay. And again, you have to just kind of let go and trust. If you like this, you'll like this. From a bourbon standpoint, too. If you like this, you might like this. You have an entire line. That's my husband lighting his up. You have an entire line that's owned by women.
Yes, Nova. And, well, it's a woman-owned. She's their blender. She does everything. She's about this tall, her hair's about that big, and her personality's bigger than her hair, and she's just awesome. She sang happy birthday to my daughter because I was FaceTiming her at the cigar convention because it was her birthday and I was missing it. And so then the next thing you know, she just runs over and starts singing happy birthday to my daughter. And I mean, we could go down to Florida tomorrow and call her and come visit. Let's go get dinner.
That's the whole thing we're talking about. Really, in life, it is just get out of your own way and meet some really incredible people. You also just recently, within the last few weeks, had somebody come in and you were rolling cigars until what, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, yes. Luciano came in from Luciano Cigars, and we had a tremendous evening. We did mead tastings, and then he was there to talk about his line of cigars. And then all of a sudden, he just pulls out a bag of tobacco and starts rolling cigars and telling us about all of the blends and where this leaf came from and where this leaf came from. And
You've learned more about cigars probably than you ever thought you would.
Absolutely. Just another random Wednesday night at the Cigar Vault.
So the Cigar Vault is where we're all going to go, by the way, after our show on Thursday. 4:30 to 6, we're going to be at the Landing Hub. And then afterwards, we're going to all head over. If you're not a cigar smoker, just walk through, just appreciate what they've done there, because it is a really cool space. And then maybe just sit outside. It's actually going to be nice. But I can tell you, you can probably go there 10 times, and each time saying, oh my gosh, I didn't see this, I didn't see this. Love that. That is to go to the bathroom, slide door if you forgot how you got in, and then rethink having another drink. Because you slide the door, but it looks like you were going to push it open.
Yes, and Jeremiah Johnson got stuck in there once, and he was doing a show down the street, and he ran up just to say hi because he's from Pacific, and he's like, you have slide the door on the outside, but you might need it on the inside, because it took me a minute to figure out how to get out of here.
They are, by the way, the Cigar Vault. You want to give that location, that address?
Yeah, that is 115 West St. Louis Street, Pacific, Missouri.
And you're right down the street from a dear friend of ours, Jerry Holloway, Brown Jerry. What an incredible man. What an incredible singer, by the way. Neat guy. There's just so much character that's in Pacific. So we mentioned going into the break that we were going to give you some news about a big giveaway. So when we're there on Thursday, you'll get a chance to walk through. And let's go ahead and show some pictures while we're talking about this of the space itself. A lot of different rooms. And we mentioned earlier the really cool room that you can stay in. You've got 2 separate Star Wars rooms, don't you?
Yes, one sleeps 6 and one sleeps 8.
And there are the pods. How many pods are in there? 6 and 8?
Yep.
Holy cow. So again, an opportunity for whether you are an adult or your kids and you want to stay in the Star Wars. Look at Chewbacca. You want to stay in the Star Wars rooms, but a lot of other rooms as well. And you know, you mentioned someone coming in from Israel. You have a lot of people that have found you in other countries that are cyclists or they're hiking, etc. They're very much into just traveling by themselves, but it's kind of the communal feel of staying with other people. That whole hostel Airbnb feel.
Right. We originally had the pod rooms were going to be like a hostel, so you could just stay in one individual pod. Then we got the idea, Jen did, to theme them and use the Star Wars theme, and then just rent them out to families.
Right.
So
here's what we want to do. And there it is, by the way. I wanted to show that earlier. Can we go back to that picture? There is the Taj Mahal seating that we mentioned right as you walk in the door. It's super cool. Okay, so let's make this big announcement. With the Real Monica Adams show and the Landing Hub, we've come up with something really awesome that we want you to start thinking about. Because again, we're getting ready to get into the holidays. You've got birthday parties. Maybe you've got weddings coming up. I mentioned from a business standpoint, I want you to start thinking of shifting your meetings to this really cool place, because why would you not? If you have to go and do a conference or a meeting, why wouldn't you want an amazing space and to support small businesses? So can we give a drum roll, please? Drum roll, please. Biggest giveaway that we've ever done. And it's actually going to be something that you're going to be able to start spreading to your family and friends. So it's not going to be like, hey, shoot, I wanted to get involved in this and I couldn't. So we're going to be doing it now through the end of October?
October 31st.
Okay, you want to announce what we're going to be doing?
Yes. So we do our individual room bookings are up to 6 months in advance, and that's to allow people the opportunity to have our private hotel experience, which means you can book the entire hotel for your wedding, for your girls' weekend, for your retreat, for your family reunion, whatever. So anyone that books a room using the coupon code Monica, capital M, Monica 2024, from now till October 31st, will be entered in to win an entire hotel booking.
What? Wait, say that again. An entire hotel. So I want you to be thinking about this. They can use it from what time to what time?
You can book from Any room from today till March 10th.
Okay.
So you got a 6-month window for your stay.
And then we'll pull the winner
on Halloween.
on Halloween. And then if they win the entire hotel, they can use that from what point to what point?
It'll have to be a mutually agreeable date.
Yeah.
We'll pick a date that works best for everyone.
And that is a $7,500 value.
$7,500. So I want you to start thinking about maybe family reunions. You start thinking, I've been trying to get the family together. Everybody gathering there. As Jennifer said, maybe you've got a wedding coming up and you've been thinking, oh my gosh, what an amazing space for that. And you wouldn't have to put that type of money into it if you were able to win. So many levels of what I want your mind to start thinking about that you could use this for.
And if they decide that they want to add a day or two, we would honor that credit towards what the actual price would be.
Because everyone that books the entire hotel says, I should have done it for 2 days. I should have done it for 3 days, and so on and so forth. You can go to the wedding down the street, or you can have a micro wedding, but then you're not so rushed to get out the next day. People that come in, you get to spend more time together. Right. It's just, everyone always says, I don't know if I want to spend the money. And then when they leave, they're like, I should have just stayed another day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's 4 wedding venues right around you, some really beautiful ones. And if you've got so many people that are coming in, they need space to stay. And you don't want them all over the place. You're always trying to take care of your family and friends. So yeah, great concept. So one more time, we're going to reiterate this again. From now until October 31st, if you book a room and you use the code with a capital M, Monica 2024, they get what again?
They'll get 5% off that booking, and they'll be entered in to win an entire hotel.
And we're going to put all those names into the drawing. So right now, just think about getting away, right? You just want to have a little staycation. Maybe it's just you and your significant other. Maybe it's the entire family. And I love staycations, by the way. So think about that. You could book a room or maybe an entire weekend. We're going to put you in for the drawing, and we're going to make that drawing on October 31st. Yeah, we're taking a look at some of the other rooms. I didn't get a chance to to see the one room because you had...
we had guests in it.
You had guests in it, but we did show it earlier. That's your favorite room, right?
Yeah, the Concord. That's the one with the jacuzzi tub and the king bed, and it's just, it's the nice soft one. The entire hotel was built to be clean and easy to keep clean because it is kid and pet friendly, but that room we got to have a little bit more fun with. And
is that your favorite as well, Shane?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How many times do you stay at your own hotel?
We try to stay once a week in a different room. It's just, why is this ceiling fan clicking? Or why does that ice maker keep dropping ice? Just those little things that impact other people's stay.
So we try to fix the problem before the guest tells us about a problem.
Sure.
So...
yeah, very firsthand, right? Yep. Hey, we already know about it. We mentioned earlier those pictures, and you'll see those scattered again all throughout. If you tuned in late, this is the landing hub we're looking at in Pacific, Missouri, and the pool, again, is going to be open until November. There's a great view of it, by the way. So picking the location, and we mentioned Pacific, yes, but how did you pick that exact location?
It was for sale.
And what the heck, we're gonna put a hotel here. Can you see it from the highway?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can. Okay.
You can see it going westbound.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So because that's what someone was saying, and my husband's like, I didn't see it. I'm like, well, it's because we didn't know exactly where it was. But now you can get a chance to look for it. If you're driving, don't look for it, but everybody else can see it. Okay, the landing hub. We're going to have all this information about the big giveaway that we just announced in our socials. You'll be wanting to follow their socials as well. What's the best for them? Is it Facebook, Instagram? Are you on everything?
We're on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is usually the most up-to-date.
Okay, and there it is, their website, by the way, the Landing Hub. It's landinghub.com, 636-393-0778. We'll have more with Jennifer and Shane when we return. This is my wonderful role model, one of my best friends.
She's, oh my gosh, you got a long life. You could probably live to be 130 or something. And I said, oh God, I hope not.
It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes.
I'm not going to take off my clothes. On the radio, Kate, going to
Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. We're going to spank, we're going to speak. We're not going to spank anybody. We're going to speak about knowing your value. And then I'm going to ask.
your value, I'm going to spank them.
If you don't know your value and you don't grab hold of how important you are, I'm going to spank you. Folks, you never know what you're going to get with her. So Shane was just asking, is that Mom? Yes, that is Mom. And Shane and Jennifer, if you've never seen the two of us together, it's really like she's a toy. You just wind her up and let her go and then just sit there and laugh. She's just so comedic. So yes, thank you, by the way, to Michelle for putting that together. My team's always doing incredible work. We really couldn't do what we do in life if we didn't have the support of those around us, right?
Absolutely.
You two supporting each other, your families supporting each other. And that's the thing. Sometimes you get this push from people. Did you get that from anyone around you going, I don't know, don't do this? It's a lot of work.
We did.
You're always going to have a naysayer or two.
Yeah.
Most importantly, our kids and our family were 100% supportive. You know, my son and I pulled the low voltage wire, and then Jen's kids would come out and help pick up trash. I mean, so it's a family affair, you know.
I love that. And we talked about holidays coming up. So I want you to all think about maybe getting together around Thanksgiving. Maybe you've got a bunch of family coming in, but let's talk about Christmas. You have a story about Christmas and someone.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to, if you book the entire hotel privately, to have your holiday gathering, whether it's for your family or your office or your business, and that way you've got a place for all your employees to stay, so you don't have people driving home.
Yes.
But just a great way for people to be able to bond, especially with the family suites that we have. It's not just, husband, wife going out. Now all of a sudden they can go to their holiday party, they can bring their kids, and all of the coworkers' kids can get to know each other and spend some time together and just create a tighter bond.
Do you have bookings already for New Year's Eve?
We do not.
Oh, there we go.
So we keep New Year's Eve open.
Well, closed.
We keep it to where the entire hotel booking. The last couple years, we have had our friends and family so that we actually get a night off to utilize the hotel. But we are open if somebody else wants to book the entire hotel on New Year's Eve.
It's
100%.
it's a lot of moving parts on New Year's Eve, because sure, if you have many different groups, is this group just staying there with their kids so they can have a campfire and hang out for the night? Is this group coming back from their party? Is this group getting on the road at 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
So we keep it blocked every year for if somebody wants to book the entire thing privately. And the last couple years, we've just ended up with friends and family, people at Adventure Unknown last year. Everybody just wanted to book their stay, and that way we've got all like-minded individuals staying on the same night, because if not, you're going to have inevitably somebody that's trying to get up early or somebody that's trying to put a toddler to bed, and
then we're working again.
They need a break. Earlier Shane and Jennifer said that they are yes people. So I want all of you to think about you dream it, and they'll say probably yes. Can we do this? Yes, it'd be really far out of the question for them to say no to you. John Zarbuck, who was a good friend of ours and we've had on before, he said, I met this guy at Adventure Unknown. He is such a wonderful human and makes some mean chicken wings. We need some chicken wings, evidently.
All right.
I think
Do
they'll
you
be
make
there
spicy
Thursday.
chicken
I
wings?
think we're going to have them Thursday.
There you go. That's another reason to come.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite? Are they spicy? Are they barbecue? Are they teriyaki?
I have a recipe, and I follow it strictly. I have colored outside the box many a times, and everyone always goes back to how I do them. It's a Cajun spice grilled.
Oh, very good. I love it. So yes, so on Thursday, let's say this again. Thursday from 4:30 to 6, we're going to mingle. We're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to be able to walk through the hotel, see what is there and possible for you. Again, as I mentioned, for families, or you want to just have a getaway with girlfriends, or you and a significant other, you want to have events there. That is a look for you of just some of the rooms that we've been showing. Again, one landing hub in Pacific, Missouri. And then when that wraps up, we're going to head over to the Cigar Vault and continue laughing together, dreaming together. They're mile and a half, couple miles? Mile? Not even a mile. So right around the corner. Corey Sean Horst, who is also affiliated with Adventure Unknown, said two great people with incredible businesses and huge hearts. When did you get involved with Adventure Unknown?
Scott, I've known Scott and Johanna since 12 years, maybe 15 years.
Great
We met them
people.
at small group in church with my kids, and their kids were friends, kind of went to school together. And fast forward, you lose contact with people for a year or 2 or 3 or whatever. Scott asked me a couple years ago, hey, I want to get your opinion on this, because he's known my adventure cycle with businesses. And I was like, oh, I'm in as a partner investor. And he's like, what are you talking about? I just wanted your opinion. And I was like, Dude, it's going to help support my cleaning company. It's going to help support my cigar and bourbon business. It's going to help support I Sell Fun. So that's my new slogan.
That's his new thing.
That. Shane Mayer, I Sell Fun. Yes, if you did not get a chance to see our show at Adventure Unknown, please go back and watch that one. That's the beauty of streaming. We have almost 400 shows. We'll be celebrating our 400th on October 4th, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. But 400 shows, you can go back and see some wonderful business owners, wonderful community members, people of all walks of life. And we met Scott and Johanna. That's actually where I had a chance to sit down and meet Jennifer. And then after we talked, I was like, we need to feature. Why do I not know about this place? And that's where this concept, by the way, all came about. Lena Jackson said, so exciting. Congrats on all your success. I've stayed a few times. It's a fun, unique experience, home away from home.
And Lena helped build some of that furniture.
Oh, did she? I love that. So Kathy Holdenreed says Shaw's Nature Reserve is a fun destination near Pacific also.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love being in the pool when the water is warmer than the air outside. Exactly. Adventure Unknown is on right now. It's an amazing space and place. Way to go, guys. Jen and Shane, Alex and Amanda Salkowski love you. You know them?
Yep.
Good friends. You both are amazing. Looks like you have a great following. Good morning from Mexico, Missouri. Someone said, okay, question, handicap accessible rooms.
Yes.
Yes, we do have one specific room that is completely wheelchair accessible, and then we have several of the family suites that are first floor, so they are easier to maneuver.
Okay, and such a great offer for great place. The pool, the rooms, the people are fantastic. You know Ann Smith?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, people were just commenting, yes, there are. So, yes, if you have any comments that we didn't get a chance to see, be sure to drop those because we always go back and look at those, and I'll make sure I tag them. Michelle just said, really good comment, so many great hiking trails around there. So you mentioned you love to ski. I do as well. Why not make it an active thing? Go out to a bunch of the hiking areas, go back, shower up, go grab something to eat, and then do it again the next day,
We have outdoor fire pits.
We've got 18 holes of disc golf located just behind the hotel.
Julie just said they are great people to work for as well. Is Julie the bartender that I met?
Yes.
Oh, she's so cool. By the way, she was so sweet. You just showed the disc golf, so I was looking into all the little merchandise and stuff. You have those in the cigar vault, don't you? Also,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you can purchase those.
Absolutely.
Okay, and there's some cool T-shirts. There's hat. You have T-shirts, I think. You have hats.
We have
You have
T-shirts
T-shirts
and
and hats.
Well,
She's like,
T-shirts
I've got
for the
one.
cigar vault and the lady.
Yeah. My husband wants one of the cigar vault hats. We got to get him that. Joe Bueller says, great people on top of a great place. Don't miss out on getting out there. Thank you so much for your donation. So when you donated at Adventure Unknown, Terry won that.
Okay.
She said, I was the lucky winner. Can't wait to book. Hoping to use the gift certificate before it expires in December. Wanted to know if the boutique hotel had handicap rooms. I cannot use the gift certificate. Oh, she was considering to donate it to her cousin. Yes, and they needed to know that. Awesome. But you also mentioned, which I love, that you are also dog friendly. Is that something that you knew you wanted to do from day one, or did people start telling you like, hey, you should probably be dog friendly?
Day
you
one.
Knew that?
Yeah, sure. We have 100% concrete floors, Elastisil, which is like concrete on the second floor. So sometimes it's loud because concrete, so we have sound deadening things, but it's kid and pet friendly.
Yeah.
If you're looking for carpet and the Hilton and peace and quiet 100%, this isn't the place.
Right.
We're not for everyone.
Yeah, but I think you're for a lot, though.
Absolutely.
And you sell fun.
And we sell fun.
That's my favorite comment.
No, there's rugs. There's nice plush stuff in there, but, you do get 12 bridesmaids staying in the second floor yacht, and you're hanging out making breakfast on the first floor yacht, and it sounds like, buffalo above you. So they're all stomping around in their heels trying to get out the door.
But you know what? Here's the thing. We all need to just relax a little bit more in life and just have fun. And sometimes you just need laughter, and it comes from other people that suddenly you start laughing. I can see it as a space that brings a ton of people together that make friendships that are long-lasting. Absolutely. They met there at the landing hub, and I'd like to hear more of those stories. So again, one more time, 4:30 to 6 p.m. on Thursday. We would love to see you to celebrate another Mobile Monica together. We'd love to see you there. Go to landinghub.com to find out more information about this incredible boutique hotel. They're located again at 1 Landing Hub Lane. So come and see us if you can. Walk around and enjoy some time together. We'll have some bites. 636-393-0778. And if you tuned in late, you missed the big announcement. From now until Halloween, if you book a room and you use the code Monica2024 with a capital M, you're going to get a 5% discount off of your booking. But the really cool thing is you're going to be put into a drawing. And we'll be doing that drawing on Halloween for an entire hotel booking. Think about events and things that you have coming up. You could be the winner of that. I love it. Jennifer, Shane, thank you so much for coming in. Can't wait to see you all on Thursday at both the Landing Hub and the Cigar Vault. We're going to have a ton of fun. Greatly appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to take a quick break. We always wrap up with a devotional of our 100 Days to Freedom. I'm going to just let you pick a color. What color is standing out to you, Jennifer?
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay, 100 Days to Freedom from Shame. We'll do that, and we'll talk about our 400th show celebration coming up in October when we return.
Monica's show, it's very informational, but more importantly, inspirational.
People such as myself and others can come out and talk about real issues that are taking place in our communities.
These are amazing, really, really important topics that don't get discussed enough.
It really just promotes people who are making change and doing good in their lives.
Welcome back in the final minutes of our show, 100 Days to Freedom from Shame. That's the one that Jennifer picked. And if you think you're standing strong, be careful not to fall. That's from 1 Corinthians 10, verse 12. This book, by the way, Stephen Arterburn. A lot of people ask, what are those devotionals you read from? Back in 1611, Francis Grose wrote the classic dictionary of the vulgar tongue, in which he attempted to explain the meaning and the origins of many less than classy words. He said the word cocksure, which means overconfident or arrogant, referred to the cocking mechanism in a musket. If he had had the internet, he would have discovered that his theory couldn't possibly be true because the word shows up in literature many years before the musket was invented. Most scholars believe the word refers to the strutting rooster, which can always be counted on to crow in the morning. Regardless of where the word came from, it is an important one to consider as you think about the battle to overcome shame. You know, when Christians are cocksure, they stand a much greater chance of being attacked by Satan and a much greater chance of getting hurt. In fact, I doubt that anything inspires and empowers our enemy as does arrogance. Whatever you did that brought shame into your life, it likely came from pride. Perhaps you skipped along the boundary of sin and thought you could handle it, only to tumble and tumble and tumble over time. Remember Peter's boast, Lord, even if I have to die with you, I will never deny you. Matthew 26, verse 35. Pretty cocksure, wouldn't you say? And sure enough, he failed that very night. But as much as Satan is inspired and motivated by our arrogance, he is intimidated by our humble devotion to God. He knows that a Holy Spirit-powered Christian is well protected from every missile in his arsenal. William Cowper said, Satan trembles when he sees the weakest saint upon his knees. And here's your prayer for the day. Loving Father, forgive me for foolishly thinking I could play with fire and not get burned. Help me to remember that I am now never stronger than when I realize just how weak I am. I promised to tell you about our big celebration. The actual 400th show comes on September 30th, and it's just an amazing feat. Just amazing what we've been able to do together as this team. And I always mention that I couldn't do it without our team. From George to Lori to Caroline in the very early days, Michelle, of course, in the very early days. And then we started bringing in our interns. Hannah and Zach, both of them became members, employees of our team. Zach is directing right now. We then have our newest interns that are just wrapping up their internship. We have Ashlyn and Kelsey, and then we have our new intern, Hannah, Tia. They all have taken over. They do all this incredible work behind the scenes, and I thank each and every one of them for what we're able to do. A great majority of that team also includes Jenny Egan, who just recently joined us from a marketing and sales standpoint. We're going to have many of our team members out at October 4th show, which is going to be at the Watering Hole. It's the meat market in the Watering Hole in Defiance, Missouri, affiliated with Circle 6. Thank you to Tiffany and Larry Winkler for booking us for our 400th show. We're going to have a massive celebration with music, a beautiful steak dinner, and as she said, on real plates for the Real Monica Adams show. Steak and potato and salad. We're going to be giving back to our first responders, giving money to our police, our firefighters, firefighters, all those in the first responder community. So we are going to give to Responder Rescue, all the proceeds going to them. You got a couple drink tickets. You're going to have giveaways. As I mentioned, great food. I hope you can be there 5:30 to 7 p.m. on October 4th. And I do want to just squeeze in one more thing we'll be telling you about, which is coming up that next week on the 10th, a noon show that we will be doing at Yenology. This is where we got this beautiful candle. Yenology, which is in Frontenac on Lindbergh, and I can't wait to sit down and introduce you to another Sarah, the owner who had another dream to open up her own place. Wait till you hear her story. I mean, the walk that she's come from, you would have never thought that she would have pivoted to open this place. But when she felt the dream of calmness, Yenology, by the way, means to bring us all that level of calmness. What she has in that store, just absolutely beautiful. And if you want to go in now before October 10th and you go in and you mention the Real Monica Adams Show, she's got a pretty cool discount for you on almost everything in that store. A couple things like jewelry, etc., that are not involved in it. But why don't you check it out before the 10th? If not, be there for the show on the 10th at noon. We're going to spend some time together. And how about you? Do you want your business featured, your festival, your event? Reach out to me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Let's do this together. Let's have a Mobile Monica live from your business. Because after all, what we would be doing is spreading the love and being kind to each other. God bless you all.